My story is different because it has a happy ending. Thank God, I had a wonderful husband. He's no longer here with us, but he gave me 4 children, 22 grandchildren, and as of now, I have 43 great-grandchildren. As soon as they came in, they put a barbed wire fence around the Jewish section, and that was known as the ghetto. One day they came and they took my father and my uncle away to a slave labor man's factory. Men worked producing glass. I remained in my house with my mother and brothers. I found lots and lots of documents to prove who I am. Since I'm the only member of my family that was alive, I really wasn't sure I remembered everything. My mother had some things prepared, and we ran down, and we were taken to this big square called Platz Tribunalski, and from there we were beaten and chased like animals, one after another, until we got to the great synagogue. I was in this room, this terribly big room it seemed to me, and Nazis were shooting at people and beating people, and they took things out of the Aron Kodesh, the Ark where the Torah was, and they threw out the 5 books of Moses, the Bibles, and the prayer books, and the men who wore talesim, they took out those, and people had to go to the bathroom, so they had to clean up with those. It was terrible. I was 6 years old. My brother David and Yossi were 8, 9 and a half. I don't know how it happened. I'm sure as a little girl I must have been holding on to my mother. I'm sure my mother must have been holding on to me and my brothers. I don't have any proof of this. But there was a door in the back, and behind the door there was a man. My name was Fredja, and he beckoned to me, and he said, "Run." I must have been very stupid, very naive. You don't run when the bullets are flying. Maybe my mother pushed me, maybe God pushed me, I don't know how. I ran out. The soldiers easily could have shot me, could have bopped me over the head. Maybe they didn't see me because there was such pandemonium. I don't know how it happened, but I ran out. I never saw my mother, my brothers, and all the rest of those people. They were put onto those trains and taken to Treblinka, where all of them were gassed. Nobody survived. This man took me to my father. My father was working in a man's factory. What was he supposed to do with a 6-year-old girl? Girls were useless. Boys over the age of 10 have work. So my father kissed me and hugged me, and he was very glad to see me, but he said, I don't know what to do with you. And finally he said, you know what? From now on, you're not a little girl, and you're not 6 years old, and your name isn't Fredja. Your name is Froyam, a boy's name. You're 10 years old. You're a boy, your name is Froyam, you're 10 years old. Say it over and over so you'll remember. And I became a boy. And I guess when God meant for you to survive, you can do anything. There were terrible German Shepherd dogs there, and if those dogs would attack somebody, it was like a death sentence. I worked very hard. Men helped me. People always helped me. But one day, the Allies were getting closer, meaning the British, the Americans, and the Russians, and they decided to send us out. The Nazis wanted to hide everything they had done, and they sent people out of extermination camps, concentration camps, work camps, and again, we were brought into these terrible cars and pushed on them. Everybody had to push everybody else in because they didn't even have steps. Even animals have steps on those cattle cars. Sometimes it could take 2 or 3 days. There was nothing to eat on those cars. There was nothing to drink. It was cold. People were dying. People were going crazy. The smell was awful. There was no toilet. Finally, we crossed over from the Polish to the German border. We had to jump down there into the snow. It seemed to me it always snowed. And while we were getting used to this, Germans came and they made an announcement, you're being taken to camps. One day, I was very sick with typhus. And when something happened that day that never happened, soldiers wearing different uniforms came in and they made an announcement. We are the British soldiers. We have come to free you. The war is over. You can do whatever you want. You can go home. I don't have a home. I don't have a mother. I don't have a brother. I have nobody there. The woman who brought me there, she died. Another woman, she died. Everybody always died. I was one of the lucky ones. I think we have to laugh as much as we can, and love as much as we can, and study as much as you can, and make sure that Israel is safe and free, and for groups to come here and see what a wonderful country we live in. We have to be the people they never had a chance to be. And thank God for Birthright, for making that a possibility, where I meet many Birthright kids, and they have lots of questions, and I answer as many as I possibly can.